to a Chandler's Channel. I'm Tracy with your intuitive weekly reading for July 14th through 20th, 2014. So we're into the mid-July, my friends. I hope you're healthy, happy, and you have been enjoying the summer sun, but not too much summer sun, as we learned in the seasonal intuitive vlog about how much too much sun can lead to depression. But it also, you get heat stroke, you get sunstroke, so moderating everything, right? But indeed enjoy that vitamin D that we do get from when the sun kisses our face and our shoulders. All right, so I usually touch back on the previous week before I go get my White Hawk, yeah, he's my White Hawk, my Spirit Guide White Hawk, and talk about this upcoming week. So last week, White Hawk had spoke about how the energies would still be around here. They would not be as intense, for we're in an ebb right now, and that our rainbow would arrive on our door if we don't go looking for it. So for this week, the amount that I've come through, anyways, before I recorded this, I can tell you that yesterday, which was Wednesday, I felt so much sadness in the air. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, I have to go, is this me? Or who is this? And then I heard, you got the whole world in your hands when I did that. So I knew then it was the collective consciousness. It was the world, which then told me that there was many people feeling very, very sad. So indeed, in my eyes, it was a difficult week for people. So let's move on and see what White Hawk has to say about the upcoming week, hoping that the energies are going to flow. But I will mention one thing that I have been noticing this past week. So I'm getting rid of 3 bags of stuff off to the, whatever you want to call it, Sally Ann Value Village, just for what is that called? For charity, for donation. And I got rid of shoes, like a full bag of shoes and purses. So bag of shoes, bag of purses, plus clothes, and I'm still going. I'm getting rid of 4 boxes of books. I've just been in this edit, clear, purge, purge. So I don't know if you've been there, but I've just been saying, you know what, I'm not holding on to anything anymore that I think, well, I may use that someday. Because you know what, really what that's doing is that's clogging energy, fresh energy coming into my life, because that is there, and it is, stopping the new energy from coming in. So get in there, purge, edit things that no longer serve a need in your life, metaphorically and literally. But be careful when you purge your house, because it has to come out somewhere in your body and in your life. And it can be a little, what's the word? It can be difficult on the body, if you know what I mean. So do it in time. Even if you have like 7 bags to go to donation, give maybe 3 away this week and then 3 away next week, because that purge is going to come out in cries or in sweating or in your bowel movements. Yes, I said that. It's true. And you can think I'm crazy, but it's real. Once you pay attention, you'll notice it. All right, enough about purging. Let's go get White Hawk and see what he has to say for our upcoming week. Indeed, little one. What can I say about the upcoming week that I have not said of this month before? And we all go, yes, I know, children, and I'm sorry. You know how I feel about being the bearer of bad news, and indeed it has been a very, very tragic, travesty type month. A month that has been difficult to get through. For indeed, when we see summer, we see happiness, we see goodness, we see lightness. But indeed, what instead has been happening is there has been heaviness, there has been travesty, there has been tragedy. And not only has there been that, there has been sadness, there has been uncertainty, and there most indeed has been anger. If you recall, I have said, with heat comes heat. And so that indeed is a metaphor, but it as well is literal in your life. So when the weather starts to get hotter and the temperature starts to rise, so do our tempers. And there is good reason for that, indeed, for when the temperature rises and our body needs to dissipate the heat, it can only do it through things such as sweating, but not also through sweating, it can come out in anger. And so this is why we have spoke to you and told you to get by water, to just stick your feet in water, to flush yourself with water often so that you dissipate that heat. But if there is an underlying lingering issue of anger, when you are hot, it can and will come on. So indeed it is one thing to keep your cool, but it is also another thing to allow that energy to come up for purge. And so when you do that, you allow the energy to clean itself out and are inviting new energy to come into your world, to your life. And although anger scares us all when we speak of anger, for of course there have been many shows and many articles and dramas written about anger and abuse, you cannot outrun anger. Anger is part of our world, my children. It is how you manage it. So you may speak of anger in one way, or you may speak of it in another. But when you speak of it, do not speak of it with violence and with fury. This is the intensity we speak about that is not beneficial to you, your body, or your own ones. So when you feel that intensity, I'm telling you to go cool off, to back off. But not only to cool off and to back off, but perhaps put those very intense feelings in a journal. Write them down so that you have written them down. You have gotten out the intensity so that now you may come forward and you may speak to the individuals, whatever, God, of your anger. And it will come out with articulation and clarity rather than abuse and violence. Do you understand, my friends? And everyone shakes their head. So this week there is still more coming. We are still ebbing. We are working towards the flow, but that intensity is still here. For indeed, it is July, and in July there is heat. So be blessed with this newfound knowledge, children, as you work your way through the month of July. God bless. Well, there you go. Maybe not the greatest news, but we're learning how to, work with those ebbs and the benefit of them in the purging, and that's probably where my purging has been coming from, right? So I have to be careful too, not to purge too much of the literal of getting rid of those bags, because then if it's anger that's coming, then I have to be careful that the intensity isn't big. So like if I gave away 7 bags, that might be too big of a purge, and I might just go, right? So that's why I'm telling you, balance. Watch for the balance. All right. So our next intuitive reading is our intuitive monthly reading for August 2014. Looking forward to that to see if we're into a flow, because the heat will dissipate in August. It can be quite hot, but I know the last 2 weeks of August tend to cool down, especially in the evenings. So, but I have to say I can't complain about July because it's been really, really great weather here. I mean, lots of rain, but in regards to heat and humidity that we get a lot of normally, where I'm like crying because it's so hot and we're stuck in the house, it certainly hasn't been that at all. So I feel very blessed for that. All right, so get your questions in for the Ask Tracy for the July 28th, which is the Monday, but I record on the Thursday before, so get your questions in before that. In order to ask the question, you have to be subscribers, so please subscribe and become part of our YouTube family. We'd love to have you a part of that. All right, so we shall see you next time, and as always, God bless. I'm Tracy for a chat.